So just start by introducing yourself. What's your name and what's your occupation?
At a baby's breath, or
No, your name and
Yep.
current occupation.
Yeah, my name is Peter Rawson. I'm the general manager of the Jeffersonville Center. I'm semi-retired. I do a lot of volunteering work, and that's about it.
All right.
My name is Brian Murphy. I'm a banker. I run the branch right across the street here, and I've been doing that for about 20 some years.
And I think we interviewed your wife, Cheryl, not too long ago, right?
No, that was Cheryl Cannon. But yeah, no, different person.
Okay. She said her last name was Murphy. I'm sorry.
That okay. Yeah, no, that's no association. That was Colleen. Yeah.
Gotcha. All right. All right. So then, do you guys have any family?
I've been married for 34 years. I have 3 boys, and I'm a new grandfather as of July. First time grandfather. So we just spent the weekend with them down at the beach. It was wonderful. I guess he's about 10 weeks old. So that's sort of dominating the household these days.
Feels like a new life is a new start on life, right?
It's awesome. It's awesome. He's the star of the show, and it's great to see my son interact with his first child. So
I guess that's why my mom wants to come up every Wednesday. She wants to see
oh, yeah.
new life again. Seen all the other lives, but this one's the most important to see now.
How old?
She was 9 months now.
9 months. Okay.
Yeah.
Very nice. Well, congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. Pete, do you have family to speak of?
Yeah, I'm not married. I'm single. One of 6 kids. My brother has 4 kids. My other brother has 5 kids. My sister has 2 girls, and one of my brothers has a boy as well. So I'm an uncle in demand, but keeping busy with mom, helping out with mom and dad at home, and doing a lot of stuff for Baby's Breath and some other organizations as well.
So how much time would you say you spend with a Baby's Breath? Because obviously you're not just the golf outing, you run stuff at Jeffersonville.
Yeah.
But how much time would you say you give a week?
Yeah, I probably I'm at the center a lot, just because they need different things to be done during the week. We have a parenting class once a month that's run out of the Jeffersonville Center at St. Francis in Norristown, so I help out with that. And then I'm the general manager of the Jeffersonville Center, as I said. And so I just pay the bills, process donations, make deposits, and then we also have a silent auction every year, and I'm involved with that. And just usually, anything that they need me to do. Sometimes it's pick up donations. Sometimes it's delivering food to mothers in need. I pick it up from Martha's Choice for them and deliver it to their house sometimes. And so maybe, I don't know, 2 days a week, maybe.
You mentioned being semi-retired, and I don't know if it's okay to disclose, but you've also experienced a stroke in your life.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about that?
Sure. I worked for my dad for about 20 years. We sold textile and plastic raw materials, and I was in Italy for work in 2009, and I had a stroke. I spent 2.5 weeks in a hospital there in Italy, a week in a hospital in Philadelphia, and then I qualified for this program paid for by OVR, which sent me to Moss Rehab 3 days a week for a year. And almost my whole right side was almost paralyzed. I lost my hearing on my right-hand side, but I had a disability policy, so I used the money to have a tennis lesson every week, voice lesson every week, and I did Pilates for 3.5 years, and that helped me tremendously in my recovery. Probably about 10 years ago, a friend of mine was moving to New Jersey, and she was involved with A Baby's Breath, and she said, "Would you like to join a Baby's Breath?" And I said, "I'd like to find out more about it. So I went out, and it was around Christmas time, and they were doing a Christmas party. So they asked me to play Santa Claus for the Christmas party. So that was the first thing I did for A Baby's Breath. And then they were moving offices, so I moved everything from one office to another. And then Karen said, "Would you like to be the general manager of the Jeffersonville Center?" And I said, "I'm not doing that much right now, so I'll be happy to do that." And it's been great because I've had so many incredible experiences, and met some great people. And obviously what they do is a very needed service to the community.
Okay. I don't want to keep you from interviewing questions, but I'll just keep it with you for now, Pete. Why do you, it seems like you have a burden of taking care of yourself. Why do you want to increase that by, volunteering most of your time or it sounds like you do a good chunk of it for the organization. Why do you want to give it all to A Baby's Breath? Why can't you, find some way of making yourself happier doing whatever you want to do? What does Pete want to do? He's semi-retired, What is it that fulfills you with A Baby's Breath?
Well, it's interesting, like when I had my stroke, my sister came to Italy. She was an intensive care nurse, but at the time we worked together in the family business. And when she came to Italy, the first thing she asked me, she said, "What are you thinking?" And I said, "I'm so glad it's over." And I was like, she was like, and but I think that it was just too much for me. I couldn't deal with it. And so when Karen asked me, if I'd like to volunteer, I think I've always been involved in pro-life work. And, it's very dear to my heart. And it was just a great organization to be involved with. And really, I'm not an advocate, so I don't meet directly with the clients, but I help support a lot of the organization. And it's given so much to me.
Okay. And now, Brian, you can answer a question now. Sure. Why do you give your time to A Baby's Breath when you have, a new new grandchild that you would want to spend more time with?
Well, I believe in the mission, certainly the pro-life mission, the A Baby's Breath, and I met Karen through the bank that I work with, and it was just meeting the business clients. And so Karen briefly told me about A Baby's Breath, and so I investigated online. I did. There was some material that was in my office as well from a previous relationship that Karen had with the bank, and that was it. I believed in the mission. I saw what Karen's book that she wrote, and just learned more about the organization. And it was in my town. It was in the next town over. It was in the town that I lived in, so it was very close and pertinent. Why I continue to do it is the people that I work with. It's a great organization. It's a great story that Karen has built up. A great organization, and everybody in the organization. First of all, I'm very impressed by them. Pete's actually rather humble. Pete is the go-to guy for anything at A Baby's Breath, whether you need an answer to a question or you need a favor. Pete volunteers before you even think of something. So everybody at the organization is very tied to the mission. And so, we make time. When you said how much time a week, it varies. Right now, we're doing the golf outing for the Independence program, so it's very intense. So I'm spending many hours, over a 2 or 3 month period with all the organization and getting it, to run smoothly the day of the event. But then I'm on the board of the Independence program, the committee, and so we meet quarterly, and we review the steps that the clients have made toward independence, and we award. So that's it's probably about a 3-hour meeting quarterly, but then there's some follow up, there's some emails. So it might be 6 hours a month some months, but then it's 20 hours a week, other weeks. So it varies, but it's the love of the pro-life mission.
Okay. Yeah. That sounds consistent with how most interviewees have responded. They believe in the mission, so the time it takes is not. I mean, obviously it's burdensome, but they don't have a hard time stepping into that burden. It sounds like.
You don't really see it as that, and I think that is because of the people that are involved with a baby's breath that work. They're great people. They're nice people. They're funny. We have a good time with what we're doing. So I think it's the players that really keep you charged up.
Okay. What do you try to accomplish when you step in to a volunteer organization like a Baby's Breath? What's your day-to-day goal? What's your big picture goal?
I think it's just a desire to contribute. You want to help out. You want to assist when you can. So my goal is to assist, and specifically with the Independence Program, is to have the clients strive toward independence and reward them for the positive things that they're doing. They chose life, so we're there to support them after that. What drives me, I think, just is the desire to contribute to the mission, to the cause, to help out the clients that I say clients. It's the ladies in the crisis pregnancies, to help them better their lives, and it's very rewarding to see that. I mean, we have some star people that have gone through the program, that started their own business and now have 9 employees, in a 4-year period. So the reward to see that and to know that you played a part in that, and then they don't really know us. We're behind the scenes, but they know that we contributed, and they're always very thankful. And some of the letters that we get are heartwarming.
That's good, because sometimes working in pro-life, you don't know if you're successful based on what other people say or by, your own heart telling you, I did what God told me to do, which is harder to prove.
Yeah, that's true.
So I'll ask the same question to Pete. What do you try to accomplish in your day-to-day and big picture goals? What are you trying to accomplish?
So usually it's not up to me what I accomplish. Like, I'm usually asked to do certain things. And I think, I am very helpful to the organization. And I think that God speaks to you through those things that you're asked to do, not only for a baby's breath, but in your whole life, whether it's with your spouse or family or coworkers or, but one of the things that I think really gives me a lot of reward, not only I get a lot of satisfaction out of getting those things that need to be done accomplished, but also like realizing how thankful people are when we help them with certain things, and also it's very satisfying to me to see people progress, like where they started when they first started coming to a Baby's Breath. I'm involved a little bit in housing in Phoenixville, and to see some of the mothers after the child is born, come back to the Christmas party or something with their 2-year-old child, and the mother trying to going to school, and one of them, like recently, she was in a nursing program. She started a nursing program, and so that really, really shows you the impact of what you're doing and why you're doing it.
Does that would you define that as the success of a Baby's Breath? Like, what gives you the feeling of success with what you do?
I think it's well said. said that
Yeah.
their success.
Yeah, yeah. I think seeing like somebody start to thrive that was in a really difficult situation, and it can be just the beginning of something. Not that they've accomplished incredible things already, but like a couple of years later, they're like looking into going to school, looking into buying a house, or educating their kids, making sure their kids get educated well. And like I think your mom was saying, or Karen was saying, that they need help in making the because the first thing is making the choice to have a child, and but there are plenty of people that will help them.
So, final question then. Yeah, you answered it well, but just to keep this short, final question I'll ask you guys: if you were training someone up in your position to take over what you were going to do, what's one bit of information or one word of advice you would give them to do what you do at A Baby's Breath?
So when I became the general manager of the Jeffersonville Center, I had a woman named Margaret just show me the ropes of how to enter information into QuickBooks and how to make a deposit. And so you need to learn how to do your particular job, whatever it is. But I think that one of the things that I think is really you sort of understand, like, it is not your organization. It is, you're part of it. But like, to help things run smoothly, to be open to what is presented to you in a given situation. It's not always the same. Just, to be willing, not so much to do things your own way, but to really learn, how does this run? How does that run? How does the organization run? Like, obviously there's been a lot of people before you that have set things up for you in a good way. Like, I think Karen has really done an incredible job with that. And obviously she couldn't have done it on her own. All the people around her is what has helped the organization grow.
Right.
But she's been the visionary.
And she says she wanted to retire from A Baby's Breath within 5 years so that someone else would take it over, and no one came forward to take it over, so she had to keep on chugging along with it. But she said she never would have imagined it'd be where it is, or never would have had the capacity to run it if it was just her. So she does rely upon the group.
Yeah, it wouldn't happen without everybody.
So, Brian, do you want to?
Yeah, just to tie in with that, I think it's flexibility, because when we go to a meeting, we don't know what's going to be presented to us from some of the clients, and there's some very troubled backgrounds, difficult situations, and you just have the flexibility to know to do and to know that you're going to make a contribution. You're going to help. Pete mentioned it where they saw when they first come to the program, and several years later. So have that, knowing that you're going to help, and in the beginning, it's almost overwhelming. But you do everything from the golf tournaments to the fundraisers to the silent auction to the board meetings where we decide the credits that we're going to give, and also encourage. There's a lot of encouragement for the clients that you do need to encourage, and we have very good. Yes, advocates that work closely with them. So, they're being encouraged from what the board would like to see, or what's their next step, and sort of challenge them to how they're going to grow. But I guess it's just flexible because it is reacting to the need and the situation that comes up, and they're very different clients. Some need drastic, almost not emergency help, but very very attentive help and reaction too, and others just sort of need encouragement, and then others are hop right in, and you're amazed at what they're doing that you didn't anticipate. So it's flexibility and the knowledge to know that you are going to contribute to helping someone's life better.
Yeah, I think that's a good wrap for now. So appreciate your time. Thank you very much, gentlemen.